Got some in my teeth. I do? Alright. Can't get out. Hang on. Can't get... Oh shit, we're recording. Okay, sorry about that. Welcome to How to Play Freeciv, Part 2. Let's continue on with game settings. Economic, starting gold per player, pretty much. This is very self-explanatory. I usually like to start with 0 because you're nomads and you just built a city, a small city with about 1,000 inhabitants, I think. 10,000, I'm not sure, but you're more than likely not going to have any gold since you were just nomads, so yeah. Food required for a city to go. This is a percentage. 100 is a default percentage. You can either increase it or decrease it. Decreasing it makes for faster gameplay, I would guess. Increasing it makes for longer gameplay. Percentage food lost when building needed. What? Oh, this has to do with, like aqueducts and such. This determines how much food in the granary is lost when a building for expansion is needed, like an aqueduct or sewer system. I usually don't mess with this. I just leave it at 0. Multiplier percentage for production costs, same thing as food required for a city to grow. Minimum city size to get full trade, and maximum city of city without trade. I have no clue about these two, how they exactly work. Yeah. Minimum distance for trade routes. I'm not sure exactly how this works because I usually don't make trade routes to cities that are that close to mine. I usually go far away to get the most amount of money. The cool thing about trade routes in this game, the further away from the city that you built the caravan in, the further away the trading city is, the more money you will generate. And the more research and more luxuries and such, which is really awesome. Anyways, on to military. This is very expensive. Very big, very huge, very large. I'll just try to rush through to this one. Chance for conquered building destruction, pretty self-explanatory. Percentage chance of moving into tile after attack, pretty self-explanatory. Turn on off server side auto attack. I have no clue what this is. I just leave it off. Reduce city population after attack. Basically, these checks, if it's checked, the type of unit can decrease population attack. So basically air units, sea units, land units. I usually turn them all on. Slowly kill units without home seas. Example given, starting units. I usually leave this off. You can turn it on or not. I'm not sure what the higher numbers would be for, like the amount of health lost, I guess. Oh, I don't know. National borders, disabled. Enabled basically marks out your borders. See everything inside borders. I usually like this option. Borders expand to unknown revealing titles. You can play with this. It's basically like this, just expands, explores a bit for you, but I don't really like it. Units inside borders cause no unhappiness. I leave that on. Basically, if you leave this off, and you're in a republic or democracy, no matter where they are, unless they're in a city, they'll cause someone to be unhappy. If they're in your borders, however, and this is on, then it won't cause anyone to be unhappy, unless they're outside your borders. Ability to do diplomacy with other players, I leave it enabled for everyone. You can make it only allowed between human players, only allowed between AI players, restricted to teams, or just disable it for everyone, and basically make everyone a silicoid. Well, unless they're Orion 2 silicoid. Barbarian appearance frequency. No barbarians. You can play with that. They're pretty annoying at times. Only in huts. You can play with this to keep the barbarians and not have them be so annoying. Normal rate of appearance, they're somewhat annoying in this. If you've seen my Let's Play Freeciv, then you saw that they nearly took out one of my cities That's how annoying they are. Frequent barbarian uprising, more annoying. Raging hordes, far more annoying. Good luck. I hope you don't die, which you probably will. Barbarian onset turn, pretty self-explanatory. Usually play on 100, which is usually year 0 in the game. Which gives me enough time to build up my cities if I want to. So yeah. Whether enable Fog of War. This turns it on or off. Whether Fog of War applies to border changes. If this is on, then you can't see borders change. Like, for example, in my Let's Play Freeciv, 2 of the mine cities were taken by the Inuit outside of my vision range, inside of Fog of War. I didn't see the city change, but I saw the borders change. That was because this option is off. If I left it on, I would have never known that anything had happened unless I explored it. Airlifting style. This pretty much determines how many units can be airlifted from the city or to the city, and whether they can be, and where they can be airlifted from and airlifted to. I'm just gonna turn them all on, why the hell not. Base chance for diplomats and spies to succeed, self-explanatory. Restrict the use of infrastructure for enemy units. Basically, if you have roads and you have this on, they'll only be able to go the maximum amount of movement points that they can. They'll be basically treating the terrain as if it didn't have any roads, whereas you would be treating it as if it did have roads, if it does have roads. If it's off, then it's just roads for everyone. So I usually turn this on to be more realistic. Does unreachable unit protect reachable ones? I have no fucking clue exactly what this does, so I just leave it on. Turns player until contact is lost. Basically, this is how many turns before you lose contact with a person. You can reset the number of turns before you lose contact by meeting them again. But basically 20, I usually leave it at 20 turns because it gives enough time to go through an entire ceasefire and establish an armistice, which usually always ends in peace. So yeah. Rebuild palace whenever capital is conquered. Basically when your capital is conquered, if this is off, you would have to rebuild a palace, which I don't know if what having no palace does to you exactly. Might be more chance for civil war each turn. I don't fucking know. But I usually leave it on so that you don't have to worry about having to rebuild a palace. Give units a home city. I like to leave that off. Although I think I turned it off in the last Let's Play. Oh well. In my current Let's Play. But, yeah, this is a good one to leave off if you don't want to support a unit. And you just want to suicide with them, so yeah. This is pretty good to get a shit ton of free units just by using diplomats. So yeah, it can be a game changer. Whether allied players can win together, I usually leave this on. It allows for a diplomatic victory, whereas usually you'll only be able to have the technological victory or the domination victory, or just having the most amount of score. So basically having this on gives you 4 different ways to win. Diplomacy, technology, domination, or just by having the best overall score. Reveal the map. Reveal the map at game start. Unfog the map for dead players. I guess just turn that on. I don't know. I usually don't mess with this, but basically I just leave this off. And this is obviously self-explanatory. Scientific. Number of initial text per player. I usually put this at 3. Not 6, 3. Technology cost, multiplayer percentage, self-explanatory. 100 is default. Lower percentage, faster game. Higher percentage, slower game. Percentage penalty when changing tech. I usually put that at 0. Basically, when you change a tech, this is how much of the current progress on that tech that you lose. So yeah, I usually leave it at 0 because it's a bit annoying. Chance to lose invention while receiving it, I leave this at 0. Basically these two I leave at 0, and they have to do with trading. Like for example, if someone gave you a tech if you have this at a certain percentage, like 2%, you have a 2% chance of losing that tech, of not receiving it, and them losing it. Giving it, same thing, just with you giving it. Team pooled research, this really only has to do with teams. If it's off, the nations in the team don't pool their research points together. If it's on, they do. Penalty when getting tech or gold from treaty. Usually leave this off. Basically, with these two, this one is same as this. I usually leave it off. Penalty when getting tech from conquering. I usually leave it off, like 0%. Penalty when getting free tech. Leave that at 0%. Has to do with like finding tech in little huts. Whether allow space race, I usually leave this off, but now because I can say should the game end and spaceship arrives, I usually leave it on. Just turn this off. But this allows you to have the space race victory. This allows you to build spaceship and send them to Beta Centauri. If this is on, it allows technological victory. If it's off, then this one is just. If it's off, then this option is just for bragging rights if on. And internal and networking, basically all these have to do is like with the inner workings of the game, like how many players there are, the seed of the map, how the turns go, and all this, and the name of the save file, which I shall make tutorial. Apply. And okay. Now that that is done, let us go ahead and pick a nation. Let's see. No, I'm going to choose that one at random. I have now closed my eyes. I'm not scrolling randomly. Dominicano. The Dominican Republic is located on the eastern two-thirds of the Caribbean island of Hispaniola. Its capital, Santo Domingo, became the first permanent European settlement in the Americas when it was founded by Bartholomew Columbus in 1498. Initial government is despotism. I don't know why I can't read today. Might be thinking that these two are pretty much the same, why they have two different flags, and why they just have difference of an O. Description. The island of Dominica was first sighted by Europeans, including Christopher Columbus in 1493. Legend has it that the island was named so since the day of its first sighting was a Sunday. Officially, the Commonwealth of Dominica, the country should not be confused with the Dominican Republic, another Caribbean nation. So they are two separate nations. Second. So I'm going to be the Dominicano. I guess I'm going to choose one at random. Ulysses Hurox. I just butchered that name, didn't I? Oh well. And I'll just leave you as random. And let us get started with the tutorial. Welcome to Freeciv. You lead a civilization. Your task is to conquer the world. You should start by exploring the land around you with your explorer and using your settlers to find a good place to build a city. Use a number pad to move units around. Yeah, you can use a number pad or you can use the arrow keys and page up. Basically, you can either use the number pad, which is good if you're on a desktop or have a keyboard with a separate number pad, but because I'm on a laptop and I don't feel like using a function key or using the wacky layout of the staggered layout of the number pad, I prefer to use the arrow keys, which move up, down, left, right, in combination with home and page up and page down. Page up goes basically northeast. Page down goes southeast, end goes southwest, and home goes northwest. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and explore. I don't like when this happens. I really don't like it. It's more of a nuisance than anything else. Disband, yeah, and just go ahead and get that built or disbanded. Yeah. This is one thing that I could. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some gold in science while I can. So yeah, 14 turns. Your unit has found a hut. These are small villages scattered across the landscape. When a unit enters one, several things may happen. The most likely outcome is that you will find resources worth a small amount of gold. However, it is also possible to find technologies or mercenary units inside a hut. Some huts contain native settlers that will join your civilization and bring a new city into your empire. Finally, some huts contain barbarians, which will kill your unit instantly. On average, it is beneficial to search out any huts you find as soon as possible. Now you have built. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read it, even though I haven't really built a city. And this city is going to be taken down. But anyways, now you have built your first city. The city window should have opened automatically. If not, click on the city to open it. Cities are a fundamental concept in Freeciv, so you should familiarize yourself with them by playing around in the window. See the help menu for more. You probably want to build some settlers first so as to expand your civilization further. Click on Production tab and click on Settler Unit from the list of possible productions. Then click on Change button to begin building it. When you are done, close the city dialog. If all goes well, the city should display the settler production on the map view. Alright, I'm just going to say I'm on Explore. Before I continue, I'm going to tell you about the different shortcuts. It also shows them here. How delightful. Alright, I'm going to tell you about the different shortcuts and different tabs. Basically, this is the main game screen. This is a mini-map. Very squarey. I've never played on a map this small, so this kind of mini-map is new to me. The big squares and such. Basically, in my, well, yeah, I've already gone over over most of this stuff in my Let's Play. So I'm just going to go on to the tabs and these tabs. Basically, down here you can have different tabs just by pressing the F1 through F12 keys. F1 opens a view box. F2 opens a unit box. There's no F key for chat, I believe. Yeah, F2 opens the unit box, shows different unit types that you have, whether they can be upgraded, how many are in the progress of being built, how many you have available to use, how many shield production, how much production they're using up, how much food they're using up, and how much gold they're using up. These are basically upkeep values. What a shield is basically it's a symbol for production. So yeah. F3 opens the nation's window, and I'm playing against Jeanne d'Arc. Or shit. What was her name? Oh yeah. Joanne of Arc. But I believe in French it'll be pronounced Jeanne d'Arc. Or something like that. I'm not sure. My French is pretty rough. I've never really taken French. But anyways, F3 opens the nations window. You can sort the nations by name, by the nation name, the player name, or the leader name, the amount of score they have, the team number, the attitude towards you, whether or not you have an embassy, what your diplomatic state with them is, whether you have fission with them or not, and what their current state in the game is, whether it's moving or idle or such and such. These tabs down here, diplomacy, just click on the nation, and you can either meet with them if you contacted them, cancel a treaty if you have a treaty with them, or withdraw fission if you're giving fission to them. Intelligence gives you a report on them if you have contact with them, and the spaceship if they're building a spaceship, and if you have contact with them. Display affects whether the username of the player is displayed, whether the host is displayed, whether idle is displayed, whether ping is displayed, and whether or not dead players are displayed. AI, you can change the AI, the difficulty of a specific AI. You can choose whether or not it's an AI. When you do this, last time I did this, it made them uneasy with me or on cooperative. I can't remember which. But basically, you can change their difficulty if you're finding a game too hard. F4 opens the different cities, shows their name, their current size, their current state, like whether they're rebelling or whether they're peaceful. The current workers' conditions. How many are happy? How many are content? How many are unhappy? And how many are angry? I think. I'm not sure. How much food do you need to grow? How much food do you need to grow to the next level? How much food do you currently have in the granary? And how many turns it'll take to grow to the next level. Surplus in food, production, and trade. How much gold is produced, how much luxury is produced, and how much science is produced. How much it costs to buy the current production, and how many turns it will take to get the current production done, and what the city is currently building, and how many production points it needs, and how many production points it currently has on that project. You can select different options, and I can go into detail on all these. They're all pretty much self-explanatory. Oh yeah, you can select coastal cities or on the same island. That's cool. What displays like corruption, surplus, trade, workers angry, surplus production, maximum units buildable per turn, that kind of thing. So that's awesome too. Let's see. F5 opens economy, which is just basically how much income you're making, how much what your total costs are, and all the buildings that you're having to upkeep, like libraries, granaries, banks, that sort of thing. F6 opens your research tab. Pretty self-explanatory. You can set goals up here and change what you're researching up here, or you can just click on it. Click on the lightly shaded ones to change your current research, or click on darkly shaded ones to set a new goal. Let's see. F7 opens a traveler's report, which just F7 is Wonders of the World Traveler's Report. F8 is 5 greatest cities in the world Traveler's Report. F9, which I'm not going to press because it would pause the recording. Let's see. Civilization. F9 opens messages. F10